The Chandler Gilbert baseball team back on the diamond, taking on the Arizona Christian JV squad. You're watching it right here from the East Valley off Pecos Road in the 202 on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. I'm Joe Pequeno, Paulo Hutchison, and Thunder Dan on the live stream. I will be joined by the doctor, Adam Perry, and Chandler Gilbert coming off back-to-back losses against Gateway, a team that, on paper, a team that, no question, John Watson and his squad feels they should take care of business of, but that wasn't the case. Losing back-to-back ball games last night in heart-wrenching fashion, 15-11 in a slugfest, and then previously, the day before, 4-3. Conference standings now, Chandler Gilbert chasing Mesa for the top seed. Mesa 19-15 in league. Chandler Gilbert 17-15. So tonight, the squad gets a little bit of a breather as they take on the JV squad of the Firestorm before jumping back in league play. And league play is where the Coyotes have got to be at their best. When we look at the remainder of their schedule tonight, of course, ACU, then it's Scottsdale on the roads, Scottsdale at home Saturday, a trip to PV on Tuesday, a return trip to PV here on Wednesday, and then Friday and Saturday. Friday at home against Glendale, then on the road at Glendale, and that will cement the Coyotes' fate. So they've got some work to do as they trail Mesa for the top seed in Region 1. Of course, it's not where you are. Ultimately, it's where you finish. And if the Coyotes can punch their ticket and play like they're capable, anything can happen because this team is that good. They've just got to collectively bring it all together at just the right time. And there's no better time like the present. And, of course, the sense of urgency with this squad is there. So tonight, the team on the bump. And a freshman will lead them, Will Shaylor. He's only had one inning of work. He's allowed one hit, one run, one earned run, 3 walks, and 1 strikeout. And he's taking on this ACU lineup, JV squad. Aaron Newcomb at shortstop, Ryan Harness in center field, and Jacob Pickering, the first 3 batters. Behind Shaylor on the mound, catching is Trey Mandino. At first base, David Bull. Second base, Keegan Ball. Shortstop, John Enright. Third base, Jake Rubleski. In left, Amir McGee. Aiden Krause in center, and Jackson Reed in right. And not the start the right-hander was looking for. Hitting Newcomb on the second pitch, so he'll get the pass. And Ryan Harness checks in. Now these two teams just met a couple days ago. Call it about a week or so ago, with Chandler Gilbert getting the victory. Looking back on that one, a nice convincing outing. And that was on April 11th, an 8-4 victory. And now they get another look at this ACU Firestorm JV squad. Shaylor falling behind on the count. 1-0 pitch with Ryan Harness stepping in. Harness takes a look at a strike. And as we go back in time, Harness a couple weeks ago went 1 for 3 and laces a base hit to right. Reed on the one hop, he'll toss it in. So just like that, ACU threatening with a couple runners on. Stepping in, Jacob Pickering, and Pickering has got some power. He was 1 for 4 in the 8-4 loss back on the 11th. Tall, lanky young man, no question. He's got some power. Coyotes playing him straight away with Reed a little deeper in right. John Enright trying to keep the runner close at second. Shalora's first pitch as Enright jumps back. That one way outside. So the young man with limited opportunities is on the bump trying to show his stuff, and tomorrow the team gets back to work at Scottsdale Community College. 1-0 count. And Pickering thought about dropping one down and pulls it back. Goes to 2-0. So glad you can join us right here on the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network. Mother Nature starting to heat up across the valley. And Schlor fires a breaker that bends over. Goes to 2-1 on the count. Overcast night at the ballpark, which is kind of comforting. We don't get the blazing sunshine before it dips out west. Pickering locked and loaded with a 2-1 count. Shows bunt and misses. And Pickering upset with himself. The big thing about bunting, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to do it, commit, get the bat head out. Just sacrifice yourself. It goes into the scorecard as a sacrifice. It's an unofficial at bat. Now Pickering, 2-2 count on Schlor. Takes a bender and fouls it off on the third base side. And now coming with a gallon of water, an apple, and probably a package of plastic chicken quesadillas is the doctor of real estate and of all that is good, and that is the Dr. Adam Perry.
An apple a day keeps the doctor away, Joe.
So he's coming in fresh off the fruit stand, bringing in a nice, tasty red and green apple. Usually, I thought like Mom would have packed you like the Tupperware of chicken quesadillas.
No, I'm solo today.
Okay, so that means
solo dolo.
That means he's scrapping for anything.
Scrapped it up, man.
Anything he can find. He probably went through a Wendy's drive-thru or two. 3-2 pitch, and Pickering locked up on the outside corner, sitting down. Good pitch by the freshman. Stepping in is Devin Downey, the left fielder. So, Doc, we saw back-to-back losses by Chandler Gilbert. Tonight they're taking on ACU before jumping back in league play. And it's all serious. It's only 6 league games left, chasing Mesa, who's the #1 seed with a 2-game lead. And just like the Beastie Boys, they had a fight for the right to party. Chandler Gilbert has to fight for their right and make a stand to make a strong playoff push.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, today I'm excited to come out here today because we get to see if that sleeping beast has been awoken yet. You know, it's been poked over the last few games, and any moment now, this Chandler Gilbert monster will wake up for playoff time, and it's just a matter of counting the days for this team.
Now, it's funny because you talk about poking the bear, and I saw a lot of the young men, and I went by, and I just reminded them that when they've got their head on right, they're locked in, they're the team to beat in the region.
100%.
Now, saying it, believing it, and executing it, well, they're all different facets of getting the job done. So the freshman with the 2-1 count on Devin Downey with a couple on. Look at the runner back and breaks one off on the outside corner, goes to 2-2. So last night we saw it, Doc, as we were wrapping up. Coach John Watson, a long conversation with his team and trying to get everyone on the right page. And that goes outside, goes to 3-2. And sometimes it's that post-game conversation, some words of wisdom that can all of a sudden get everyone unified and moving in the same direction.
Absolutely. And, you know, I feel like Coach John Watson had a lot to talk about yesterday after the game. And, you know, these boys are so receptive of everything he says. If he told them to run through a brick wall, that brick wall would not be standing. So, based on balls, that one misses low. And we go to bases loaded now with 1 out. Mandina going to have a quick chat with his guy. And we'll let them talk things out.
So stepping in is Luke Killinger. And in that 8-4 Chandler Gilbert victory a couple weeks ago, he was 0 for 3 with a walk. ACU making their tour around the valley, making sure all the JUCO teams get their weekly work in. So Shalor, the freshman, has loaded them up, and now it's up to his teammates to have his back and pitch to contact and get an out in one of 4 places. First pitch, and that one's in the turf.
Yeah, so Sheeler, you know, I had a conversation with him after yesterday's game, and, you know, he was on the list in relief for yesterday's game, but didn't get his name called. He told me that today. You know, he got the okay from Waddy, and he was really looking to make a statement. And so far, through this first inning, he's faced a bit of adversity, but still has time to make that statement and come out of this clean.
And the big thing for the young man is, look, he's got a lot of nervous energy going. Look, he's thrown sparingly this year.
Yeah.
Obviously, he spent more time in the bullpen than actually on the bump. So now he's there. He gets his number called. And Doc, you've been in that situation. You've waited your turn, and then you finally get it. And what's the difference? And you're trying to harness the emotions because you're the most important player on the field.
Yeah, it's a lot different, you know, being a consistent pitcher against a, you know, pitcher who gets sparingly placed outings. You know, every time that you have an outing come up and you're in a position that Will's in, it's a big deal. You know, you're thinking about it all day, all night, the previous few days before. But, you know, if you're a consistent starter in the rotation, you know what's coming. It's no big deal. But for Will, he's got a lot on his shoulders. Feels he has a statement to make. And he'll go ahead and walk. Number 36, as that's ruled a no swing by the field umpire.
So Killinger draws the bases loaded walk. He'll get the RBI, and now stepping in is the catcher, Maddox Hodges. So ACU coming here and being patient at the plate against the freshman who's trying to find himself early in this one. Defense playing straight away. Bender inside, and that's fouled off. And for ACU, you know, usually in a game situation, you've seen Sheeler kind of struggle, and maybe Hodges, if this was like any other game, a game of importance, maybe he lays off that first pitch. But here in this situation, they're coming to play, and he bounces one to the left side. The tag at third, and the throw over, and the good pick, and the Coyotes turn a pair. Starts with the glove work by Rubleski on the tag, and then the throw over to first base, and the good work by David Bull on the tag. So the Coyotes and Sheeler get out of it. They surrender one. We go to the bottom half. Coyotes trailing 1-0. So here come the Coyotes ready to attack right-hander. Tanner Hale will start with center fielder Aiden Krause, DJ Barrett, and Jake Wrubleski. Krause coming into this one. He's having a fine freshman campaign, a lot to be proud of, and always a threat on the base path. Aiden Krause hitting .301, 16 stolen bases, 11 RBIs, 17 walks. On base percentage of .454. That's some quality work right there. And Hale misses outside yet again. Goes to 2-0. Krause, all said and done, could be the starting center fielder for the Coyotes next year. And the good thing about John Watson and his team, he's going to bring in players that are going to compete. So there's nothing given to Aiden Krause, Doc. If he's slotted opening day in center field, it's because he's earned it and he's fought off some great competition. And this one smoked to the left side, and Aiden Krause, the pride of Corona del Sol, the Aztec, living large in Coyotes colors with the base knock to get the Coyotes going in the bottom of the first. Stepping in, DJ Barrett, freshman right-hander. And Doc, here's a young man who can throw it and he can swing it.
Yeah.
In .357.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most naturally talented athletes I've ever seen in my life on the baseball diamond. The kid is just freakish with a baseball in his hands. Throw down, not in time. Krause showing off that plus speed on the base paths. Picks up a bag, and just like that, the Yotes already have a run in scoring position.
Krause now with 17 stolen bases. And think about that, Doc. That's in limited opportunities. You know, he's only got 83 at-bats. Imagine if he had the .54 of like Ben Hashisaki, and he might get those next year, and all of a sudden maybe 16 stolen bases turns into 32.
Yep.
So back to DJ Barrett. We saw him earlier in the season getting some work, and he's an athlete. He can swing the stick. He's composed. He knows what he's doing. He's not just a pitcher just going in there and just taking hacks. He's well-versed. He's got an 0-2 count. Gets a bender and lays off. And Doc, when you used to pitch, did you enjoy facing the other pitchers? Or, you know, back in Little League in high school, it seemed like those opposing pitchers, everyone could hit, right?
Yeah, well, you know, I actually pitched against DJ Barrett on the club circuit when we were about 16 or 17. And he went 0 for 3 against me that day with at least, I want to say at least one punchy that day. But yeah, he was with the South Chandler Baseball Club with Hamilton, and I did pretty good work against them that day.
There you go. So Barrett goes down swinging, steps in. Jake Wrubleski, the freshman. What a year. .396, among the league leaders in home runs, RBIs, and average. His first pitch takes something inside, then misses off the plate. Runner at second, Wrubleski with an opportunity early. Krause is going on his giddy up, and Krause, bang, bang play. It was close.
Awesome.
Gets in yet again.
Awesome stuff from Krause.
So now he's got 18 stolen bases on the year. Coyotes 22-9 on home turf. In yesterday's 15-11 loss to the Geckos, Wrubleski was 0 for 4, 1 RBI, pair of walks. Very rare that this freshman is held hitless in a contest. And shows his patience and draws the walk. Stepping in, another talented freshman in Trey Mandina, hitting .362. One home run, 9 RBIs, 5 walks. He's got runners at the corners. That misses way inside. Mandina from Elkhorn South High School in Gretna, Nebraska. And punches this one up the middle. Bad hop, shortstop gets the flip at second, and the second baseman, Alexi Roman, who was so good a couple weeks ago, couldn't handle the toss, and that knocks in a run.
Yeah, so a great way for the Yotes to get back in this game. They equalize, and sometimes it's the little errors that cost the most.
So Kraus does his job. Rubleski at second, and stepping in, the fighting Phil. That's Amir McGee. Amir hitting .242, couple home runs, 6 RBIs. And right now, Tanner Hale finding the plate is very problematic. Amir had a couple base hits. He's actually 3 for 4 with a walk in the victory over ACU back on the 11th. And he's got a 2-0 count, good hitter's count. Will Tanner Hale give in? Throws a fastball, ate him up on the inside part of the dish. And that's the worst, Doc. Sometimes you get that inside fastball and you just can't turn quick enough to destroy it.
Yeah, oh,
You're
man.
late, and you know you should have pulled that ball down the line, and now Amir has to do battle with a 2-1 count.
Ooh.
And that buzzes him way inside, and so Amir will do it the old-fashioned way. He'll walk down to first base.
That's why they make those evil shields.
So they are loaded. Rubleski at third. Mandina at second, and Amir McGee at first. Stepping in, David Bull, hitting .254. David was 2 for 5 in last night's loss to the Geckos. He's got a nice opportunity right here and to really give the Coyotes a good boost. And this one smacked down the right field line, and that one drops. 1 run is in, another is in. Amir turning third. McGee on his way, Bull to third base, and Bull will get thrown out, but he clears him and does his job, and the Coyotes are up 4-1.
That's awesome work from David Bull right there. Talk about timely hitting, clutch hitting. To clear the bases is just epic from David Bull.
Stepping in, Jackson Reed. Sophomore. Getting some work in. Tries to lay off and could not. And Doc, safe to say, when you're coming off 2 back-to-back losses against a team that you know you should have taken care of business of, what could cure the fog, the hemorrhaging of the brain and the soul is coming out and just laying an old-fashioned beat down.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Mercy rule is in order today for the Yotes, and everyone on the field knows it, including ACU. They know what's at stake. They know what the Yotes just came off of, and they're doing their best to prevent it.
Reed. And Reed, line drive, and Tanner Hale. Hello. The good play, and that'll do it. But the Coyotes get a 4 spot, and David Bull with a big base knock, the 3-run double. We go to the second. Coyotes up 4-1. New pitcher, John Watson, moving quickly, getting his youngsters in. This time is Colin Riff, 6'7" right-hander out of Scottsdale. He's had limited opportunities as well. And checking in is Jacob Solis, the right fielder, followed by Josh Kazal and Alexi Roman. And Riff firing some gas right down the plate. Limited work. He's made a couple starts, 4 innings pitched. 7 hits allowed, 7 runs, 6 earned, 3 walks, 7 strikeouts. He's got a 2-1 count against Jacob Solis. And that one misses out of the zip code. Goes to 3-1. And Doc, if you can, give us kind of
just a bit high.
Give us the resume on Colin Riff.
No, Riff, yeah, I mean, listen, the kid coming out of high school, he's always been this tall, lanky freak that throws fuego. But for him, it's just been a matter of trying to figure out exactly how to leverage his body the right way in order to, more consistently stay around the zone. And, Coach Watson and Coach Tyler have been developing him pretty well. But, I mean, it's just a very hard task, at this size and this stature to consistently locate around the zone. I mean, the gas is there for him. It's just trying to figure out what will work to get him consistently in the zone.
So stepping in to face Riff is Josh Kazal, went 1 for 4 in the meeting, back on the 11th, that 8-4 Coyotes victory. And also, Doc, safe to say, it's also trying to be consistent on the mind game on the mound as well for the young man.
Totally. It's a huge task. Again, we talked about it with Will, to come into the game off the bench, out of the pen, with only a few outings on the season. Listen, it's nerve-wracking. It is. You think about it all the time. And you got to try and silence those voices. Put those voices away and listen to the one only voice in your head that matters, and that's the one that's telling you that you got this and you're 100 times better than the batter.
3-0 pitch. Fires it right down the middle. Trying to work his way back in the count. And we've seen all kinds of Chandler Gilbert athletes coming to the ballpark. Saw Megan Castle of the soccer team yesterday. Runners going, and that is back-to-back walks. So stepping in is Alexi Roman. Roman was really had a really nice outing last time in the 8-4 loss. He was 1 for 4, but played spectacular defense. He'll have an opportunity against Colin Riff, and question is he going to lay one down? Thought about it, pulls back. Rubleski on the infield grass. Outfield playing shallow. Jackson Reed maybe a couple steps back and right. Mir McGee, shallow depth and left. Riff and Roman. That ball's in the turf, and Mandina throws it down to third, and both runners advance. On deck is the top of the order with Aaron Newcomb. So this is kind of the analysts we have in the broadcast booth. As soon as pitches are thrown, the doctor is analyzing the release of the pitcher, location. He's checking the flow charts. He's checking the wind out of the east and west.
Yeah, not many people know this about me, but I've been very grateful to spend some time up in Scottsdale over at the training facility, the dojo, and I ended up becoming a coach over there. So I've coached some big league pitchers, Tuki Toussaint, the most namely of the sort, and you start to pick up on things. And for Riff right now, he is kind of missing out on a lot His glove arm is not working the way that it should right now. It's a little short, cutting himself off, and if he could create more timing with it, give himself more time back, he would find a lot more success. That thing is just coming right down to the side, pulling him offline. So for Riff, just some mechanical issues to sort out here. And the kid is a hard worker, let me tell you. He's just got to get a little more consistent, and that's beautiful right there, 1-1. Fastball catches the outside corner.
Newcomb at the dish. Walked his first time up with a 1-1 count. And Riff looks like overthrowing just a tad. Bounces that one off the turf. Mandina doing what he does. A blockade behind the dish. Riff, 2-1 pitch. And that misses low. There is activity in the Coyotes' pen, but we really like to see the young man get out of this frame.
Of course, yeah.
We're rooting
Absolutely.
for Colin Riff right now. Not just for this outing, but for future times when he has to step in and gets his number called. 3-1 pitch.
Beautiful. Took a little off right there. Got the job done. Full count now.
Warming up in the bullpen is Antoine Carruthers. 3-2 pitch. And that misses inside. And Aaron Newcomb gets the RBI walk. So here comes Ryan Harness, and Ryan Harness is dangerous.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Tripled in the 8-4 loss.
And that triple was a one-hop to the fence near the deepest part of the field. And listen, this kid has got some pop. He's got a big bat. It stays to the zone for a long time. And this kid is a solid hitter.
Yeah, and before the game, Doc, he had like 3 bats just warming up, you know.
Yeah.
Looked like he was looking for the Fred Flintstone club to swing to get
That's how you know he's a slugger.
Yeah, I mean.
Just get the bat speed up.
Yeah. He's got the big club. He's eating the Brontosaurus burger, and he's just ready to mash up there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's what you like to see pregame. You like to see the guys that got multiple bats going. They're working those heavy bats to make sure that they get to game and, you know, they're not late.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
firing off with a lighter stick in their hand and ready to do some work between the lines. Harness with a 3-0 count. Shows bunt, and he'll take one off the body. And he'll throw to first base, and that brings in another run. Cazal comes in. And the runners slide down, and John Watson is going to make a move to the bullpen. And we'll take a short timeout as Antoine Carruthers, another right-hander, another freshman, will go to work on the bump. So another freshman on the mound, Antoine Carruthers, right-hander. He's only thrown 1 inning of work, and it was a perfect frame. And if you're wondering when Antoine threw last, I'm going to dial it up. And needless to say, he threw at some point earlier this season, as the website doesn't exactly give you the right location of where he pitched last. It's not like ESPN with the game log, right? Which is so.
Yeah, you know, sometimes it does, but I guess not for Anton.
So.
But I mean, yeah, Antoine is, listen, he's had a storied career. He has battled through injury his entire time here at Chandler Gilbert, and he's healthy now. He's ready. He's here. He's prepared for this moment for so long. And good to see him here in this matchup and throwing him straight into the fire. Bases loaded, no outs. Let's let the young man work.
And stepping in is Jacob Pickering. And Jacob Pickering is not afraid to swing and swing hard. And he's got him stacked as Carruthers comes out of the pen. And that misses way upstairs. Goes to 1-0. Carruthers out of Las Vegas. And Doc, I don't know if you know this, but what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
So I've heard.
They also call it Sin City.
Yes.
Home of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yep.
2-0 count. And Pickering laces one to right. That's going to drop right in front of Jackson Reed. 1 run is in. They'll hold them up, and they're still loaded up. And I'm not sure if Jackson didn't get a good jump on that. Maybe lost it in the lights, per se.
Yeah.
Needs to say it drops in. Pickering with a solid base knock. Stepping in, Devin Downey walked his first time up. That's something pretty right there.
Beautiful.
Antoine breaking one off. So what's in the arsenal with Carruthers, Doc?
You know, it's been a little bit since I've seen him, but I know he sports a 4-seam. He sports a curveball and a changeup. And, you know, I'm not too sure if he throws a 2-seam or not, but I know he has the big 3. I'll be interested to see what he goes with here. 1-1. Beautiful breaking pitch.
Big cut and missing. So he's got a 1-2 count. Still no outs here. ACU with 3 across, tying the game at 4. That misses outside. So right now we're seeing some Coyotes freshmen battling some inconsistency and battling some nerves as well. 2-2 pitch from Antoine. This one bounced to the right side. Good glove work by David Bull. Fouled out of play, and we'll do it again. So the dojo, is that an athletic training facility in Scottsdale, Doc?
Yes, the dojo is an athletic training facility. It's an awesome backyard slash, you know, outdoor gym area. It's pretty cool. It's just located in a backyard in Scottsdale and right in the center of Old Town. It's pretty awesome out there. So if you ever have a chance to stroll by, you could peek in through the front and you could see. I mean, it's pretty cool.
Now a 3-2 count. Carruthers in a battle against Downey. And that misses upstairs. And Downey will get the RBI. So here comes Luke Killinger. John Watson's going to let Carruthers work out of this. Bases stacked. This one popped to left. Deep enough to bring the runner in at third. Amir coming up and will make the throw to third base. But good work by Killinger on the sacrifice fly to left. Stepping in is Maddox Hodges. Bounced into the double play his first time up. And Carruthers misses way outside. And Doc, when I hear the dojo, I just think of Johnny and Danny LaRusso from The Karate Kid.
Yeah, and that's really, you know, a big inspiration for the whole thing. As this one is fouled straight back, but, you know, the man who started it all, Mike Pasco, out in Scottsdale, listen, he likes that movie, and we talk about it often. Definitely has some inspiration for the dojo.
Yeah. And the show on Netflix is classic.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. If you love Johnny back in the day, he's just the classic 80s rocker, lost in time, trying to make it in the real world. And meanwhile, Danny LaRusso has turned into like this big successful car dealer, and they still have that rivalry from back in the day.
Yeah.
For meeting in the All-City Finals.
2-2 after the swing. Good stuff from Carruthers right here.
Hodges with an opportunity. And Carruthers misses outside. Goes to 3-2. And Jacob Solis, who started this innings, on deck. And Carruthers, fastball inside. Hodges just gets a piece. Good night for baseball here at Chandler Gilbert. 3-2 pitch. And this one lifted to right field. Jackson Reed coming in. Reed throwing to third. One hop and
oh, beautiful throw.
Really good throw, but Pickering gets in. But give an A for effort. Jackson Reed threw a dart. One hop. Gorgeous throw. So now it's Jacob Solis, who started this inning a day ago with the leadoff walk.
Yeah. Here we are.
It's all about maturation for these young men, these Coyotes pitchers, learning to control the nerves and everything else. Slow roller to third base. Wrubleski showing his versatility. And the throw over, but ACU, they put a 5 spot up. They lead 6-4 as we go to the bottom of the second. So the Coyotes going to work with John Enright, Keegan Ball, and Aiden Krause, trailing 6-4. Another look against the right-hander, Tanner Hale. First pitch to Jumpin' John. Bender inside. John Enright, in his sophomore year, a man of the people. Always saw him around campus in the fall. Coming out to multiple athletic events.
Yeah.
Spreading his good cheer. And lays off a tough pitch inside. Goes to 1-2.
Listen, John has absolutely maximized his Chandler Gilbert experience, and I recommend all junior college athletes to take the same route. Listen, go to all the sports games, go to events, go to plays, you know. You only get to go to college one time, and good to see that Enright is making the most of it.
Yeah, and the great thing about Chandler Gilbert, it's a very tight athletic community. All the athletes on campus know each other. They hang out together. They work out together in the Coyote Center, which is a state-of-the-art facility as John goes down swinging. And the Coyote Center is second to none on the junior college circuit.
No, it's beautiful. Seriously, beautiful.
It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a huge weight room, and then on the upper level is kind of like the athletic lounge for students just to hang out.
Study hall. Oh, it's awesome. It's a dream. And, you know, hats off as well to the man that runs it, Adam Wagner, as this one is popped up foul and just out of reach of the catcher. Keegan Ball tried to lay one down. Almost resulted in an out. But, yeah, I mean, the fitness center for the Yotes is pimped out, to say the least.
Keegan, limited at bats. Trying to get a couple feel-good moments here today. And Tanner Hale, after a rocky first, trying to settle in his second inning of work. And that is a nice bender right there.
Beautiful.
ACU playing ball straight away. Pickering, the big target at first base. Hale bounces that one in the turf. And we go back to the top of the order with Aiden Krause waiting on deck. So rumor has it, Doc, for Saturday's game against Scottsdale, which is a late start, 7.
Yes.
That Brooklyn Bees might be on the
man.
menu.
Wow. I mean, listen, if I had any say, we'd have Brooklyn Bees, a big banner out there, and pizza every night.
You know, Doc, I really think all it is, it's a matter of me and you going down there and talking to them, and they'd be sponsoring Chandler Gilbert baseball.
We should come with a whole bunch of, you know, camera equipment.
Krause singled his first time up, stole a pair of bases. And Mom is making sure she gets her son on her phone to show him some highlights later and critique his swing. Because Mom knows best. It's not the dad whatsoever. Yeah. It's Mom, and Mom's working the phone. She's pushing the red button to make sure she gets it perfectly. And Aiden fouls this one straight back just to our right. And we've yet to get a foul ball in the bullpen, Doc. I'm waiting for it soon enough.
Sooner than later.
And you know what's going to happen? It's going to crash right on the computer or the stream.
Yeah, the stream is just going to go out.
1-2 pitch. And Aiden laces one to left field. He's 2 for 2. Big turn, and he's feeling good about himself. Aiden coming underneath the lights with the purpose. Checking in is DJ Barrett. Struck out his first time up. The dual athlete put him a little bit everywhere. Krause, tremendous speed. He will be going at some point. Hale misses upstairs. And see, Aiden got the memo. He's like, Mom's going to be there. I need some base knocks.
Yeah.
Because If I don't, I'm going to hear it for the rest of the week. And then she won't make me my special lasagna that I asked for on Saturday. There he goes. Kraus, bang, bang play, and he gets in. Stolen base, number 19.
Awesome.
Talking about making the most of the opportunity.
Yeah. And now DJ Barrett has a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, DJ. He's got a 1-1 count. He's got that whole right side. Just work with the field. And Hale steps off. Good bunch of Chandler Gilbert fans on hand tonight. And the great thing about a Chandler Gilbert baseball game, it's a dog-friendly ballpark.
Yes. Bring your dogs.
Yeah.
Bring your
dogs. Bring your cats.
Bring your chinchilla.
Sure.
Whatever.
I almost brought my gecko, but I forgot the leash. 1-2 count. Barrett with a runner second. Tanner Hale locking in. And Barrett misses upstairs. Coyotes strand one. Kraus will walk it off. We go to the third. ACU up 6-4.
First person shooter mode. We turning your son to a funeral. So they just say they want office. You better be talking about working in cubicles. Yeah, them boys had that lot, but I knew the code. A lot of debating my numero. Not the 3, not the 2, I'm the UNO. Yeah. Numero UNO. Me and Drizzy did like the Super Bowl. Man, then it big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing that they did in the studio. Usually send they verses back to me and they be terrible, just like a 2-year-old. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the GOAT. I'm like, go ahead, say it then. Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who you really rooting for? Like a kid that had bad from January to November. It's just doing cold. Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl. Thirsty to put me in beef. Dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock cause I love the mystique. I still wanna give me a song YB. Can't trust everything that you saw on IG. Just know if I diss you, I make sure you know that.
So Antoine Crothers now into his full inning of work. And he'll face Josh Cazal, Alexi Roman, followed by Aaron Newcomb. So now the slate is clean for Antoine. And Doc, how much easier, I'm going to ask you a basic question here.
Yeah.
How much easier is it to start a frame than actually come in with the bases jammed and no outs?
You know, he's got a clean slate, nothing to worry about. He's loose, he's free, and he gets the K. So clearly for Carruthers, a whole lot easier with nobody on. One down.
Checking in is Alexi Roman, the second baseman. And Rubleski now on the grass at third. Crothers came in relief last inning, got the Coyotes out of it. Labored a little bit, but found his way. Roman worked his way on with the walk his first time up. And he's got a 2-0 count. And that tailing fastball connects, goes 2-1. Aaron Newcomb on deck, the leadoff man, Doc, already with his third at bat in this one.
Wow. Hey, they are batting around.
Get that opportunity. It's like that little league game, right? That slugfest game where you end up with 7, 8 at bats.
Yeah.
And you loved it. especially if you're hitting well, right?
Yeah.
That's all you want to do.
Listen, great. Get these kids as many opportunities as they can handle. Both sides of the ball. That one just squeaks high for ball 4. A full count, and Antoine couldn't cash out that time.
So Aaron Newcomb coming in. Couple walks, RBI walk in the second inning, part of a 5-run second frame. Now Carruthers with an opportunity to lock it down. Roman, a threat to steal. Change of pace and hits the black for strike 1. Defense playing straight away. Keegan Ball slightly tailing towards second base. Goes to 1-1. Ryan Harness on deck. 6-4 ACU lead. That bounces in the turf. So Doc, I'm curious about the dojo. I want to come and see you work because I think you would be great with young athletes because you're positive and you're very, let me say the word I'm looking for. You're very calculated in your approach with your fundamentals.
Yeah, you have to know what to say to certain people, and you got to learn how certain people are receptive to information, and some people are more hands-on, physical. You have to put them in positions for them to feel it, and other people can pick up on the visuals. So, you know, that varies from age range too, and every athlete is different. Runner takes off. Doesn't matter. Ball 4 again. A full count. Antoine Carruthers cannot cash out.
So here comes Ryan Harness. Hit by a pitch his last time up, and you'd really like to see Antoine dialed in a little bit. And
yeah, she's right there. He's right there. Just on the brink. Beautiful. 0-1, fastball down the heart.
Big hack by Harness.
Again, he was warming up with that big mammoth bone club over there. Just kidding.
He was. He had about 3 sticks going, Doc, and that's what you do pregame. Got to get loose, right?
Got to get loose. Got to get used to a heavy weight in your hand.
So you'll appreciate that.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate this. So my daughter's on the club softball circuit, and she's got a big summer ahead. So she got and the throw down.
Awesome stuff for Mandina. Wow. Mandina catches him dead in the water. And the pickle's complete.
Trey Mandina. Catches Roman napping at second base, and they get him caught in a pickle. Love the decisive throw by Mandina.
Yeah.
So now there's 2 outs, and that's a big play.
Huge.
Helping Antoine draw a little closer of getting out of the frame. So for my daughter, I found the heaviest bat we have in the house. I put the slide donut on it.
Yes. Oh, wow.
I went and bought a 24-ounce donut. I taped it all up with grip tape.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's got a heavy stick to swing. Harness swings right through it, and Carruthers gets out of the frame. Good to see for the young right-hander. Coyotes getting ready to swing. Down 6-4, going to the bottom of the 3rd.
Right next to the narrow, but I'll be hood forever. I'm the new Sinatra, and since I made it here, I can make it anywhere. Yeah, they love me everywhere. I used to cop in Harlem. All of my Dominicanos right there up on Broadway. Pulled me back to that McDonald's, took it to my stash spot, 560 State Street. Catch me in the kitchen like a Simmons whipping pastry. Cruising down A Street, off-white Lexus, driving so slow, but BK is from Texas. Me, I'm out that Bed-Stuy, home of that boy Biggie. Now I live on Billboard, and I brought my boys with me. Say what up to Tata, still sipping my top. Sitting courtside, Knicks and Nets give me high five. I be spiked out, I can trip a referee. Tell by my attitude that I most definitely need from. Hey.
Bottom of the third. Here comes Lumber. Jake Wrubleski checking in. Walked his first time up. It'll be Wrubleski, Mandina, and Amir McGee against Tanner Hale. And when you think about what Jake Wrubleski has done in his freshman year, 4'11" among the league leaders, 7 home runs. Also in the top 10 in the conference, 35 RBIs, and all this as a freshman. And the scary thing is, Doc, he's got room to grow physically and put some muscle on as well.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the kid's just a stud, and we see him out in the infield today as well. The kid can do it all. Why not? Put him at shortstop. You can put him anywhere. He's a great bat, and he's always going to produce for you.
And rumor has it he's at the dojo working out with the doc and getting all the great mental training and getting prepared for games.
Listen, if he's ready to get off the mound, we'll sort it out. Grounds this one softly toward the left side. Third baseman charging up, makes a nice throw, and Rubo is retired for the first out of this inning.
Nice play by Josh Cazal coming in and didn't lose his composure. Threw a strike over to Pickering at first base. Checking in, Trey Mandina. Got on an error his first time up. Tanner Hale, the right-hander. Kind of very similar to last night.
Yeah.
We saw Braden Romero
Yep.
of the Geckos. He labored in that first inning and then kind of dialed it down and got into place. And Tanner Hale's trying to do the same thing for ACU. Two-0 count. That misses outside. And ACU, they've got some fans here. Of course, ACU up to 17. As Mandina draws the walk. Checking in, Amir McGee got hit by a pitch his first time up. And Amir, he's got long ball powers. 2 home runs on the season. Coyotes with 35 total. And if you're wondering how many stolen bases the team had coming in, 154 leading the conference. That misses upstairs. Mandina. Short lead at first. Dialing into the NJCAA stats. And Hale busts one on the corner, goes to 2-1. Amir with an opportunity to get Mandina on the move. And that one gets away from the catcher. Hodges could not handle it, so Mandina takes the stroll to second base.
Healthy swing and miss from Amir right there. Take us to 3-2. A full count once more, we've seen a whole lot of these so far today on both sides of the ball. That just goes to show how tough both teams are playing.
So Doc, only LSU Eunice with 158 steals. And Amir goes down. East Central Missouri with 168 steals. So Coyotes in some good company. David Bull, 3-run double his first time up down the right field line. Lays off the off speed on the inner half of the plate. Center field playing shallow. Bull's got huge gap in right center to work with. Roman trying to keep the runner close at second. Bull lays off the inside fastball. Couple hits last night, hitting .242. Two-0 count. And Tanner Hale wins that battle. Fires a fastball, and Bull a little late. Sometimes it's tough, Doc. You get methodically lured into a pitcher off the plate, and then finally get a good pitch, and
yeah,
you're not on
it. Yeah.
2-1. That's low in the turf. Goes to 3-1. Jackson Reed on deck. Tanner Hill trying to get out of this unscathed. And Bull fouls it off toward the desert wildlife behind the first base dugout. Three-two pitch with Mandina at second base. That's lace foul down the third base line. And Doc, in your day of growing up in Arizona, have you ever seen any kind of Arizona wildlife?
Oh yeah, I mean like quail. You know, you've got the little. You know, now you're putting me on the spot. I can't think of all the Arizona wild. I've never seen a javelina.
Okay.
Right. You know, seen owls, seen snakes. Sure. This ball grounded hard to the right side, just out of play over the bag. And it falls in foul territory. But what else? You know, you see the little prairie dogs every once in a while. You see the bunnies.
Yeah, I've seen the bunnies. I've seen the coyotes. Of course, you see
Coyotes,
scorpions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, scorpions, big time.
Never seen snakes.
Wow. Out here, really? You've never seen like a rattlesnake?
I've never seen a rattlesnake.
Wow.
Because, Doc, you know, there are places where rattlesnakes congregate.
Yeah.
And this one is lifted to right field, and that is a perfect opportunity for Jacob Solis. So Mandina stranded at second. We go to the fourth, a 6-4 ACU lead. So no pitcher for the Coyotes, and that is Danny Noli, pride of Chandler High, the sophomore. Here's a young man that's battled through injuries, and here he is. And he's pitched 6 1/3 and giving up 4 runs, 5 earned. Make that 5 runs, 4 earned. 6 strikeouts, 5 walks, and Doc, being that you're still recovering from your own arm injury, you can kind of respect and appreciate the journey of Danny Noli to be at this point.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I've had many conversations with Noli about, his ailments, and listen, the kid is just excited to be healthy. Beautiful fielded ground ball by David Bull. Hard hit to the right side. David Bull makes it look easy.
Nice play by David Bull, and once again, this field plays so tremendously fast. Anything hit hard, it's basically coming out of a gun, like right off the turf.
A rocket, absolutely.
So getting back to rattlesnakes, I haven't seen any here, Doc, and part of what I do is if rattlesnakes congregate a certain area, I'm not going to go there. By no means am I going to let.
Yeah.
I'm not
Good decision.
I'm not going to set up shop and have tea in their neighborhood and say hello, and just not going to do it.
This one lifted to the left side. That'll drop for a base knock and more. Heading over towards the left side is Amir. He gets it in on a nice throw, but not before the double was completed. So with 1 out, now a runner on second for Noli, and a beautiful hit by Downey to kick things off and get ACU back rolling on offense.
Luke Killinger checking in. RBI walk and sacrifice RBI. Danny with mom in the house. Danny from a very athletic family. His older sister Cheyenne played collegiately, pitched on the softball circuit. His younger sister Sion plays at Chandler High, and she will be suiting up for the Utah Utes. Very good softball player. And Sion back in the day used to pitch, and now she's a position player, and she can flat out rake. She can just smoke the ball. 0-2 count for Danny. Comes inside, buzzes Killinger off the plate. Cool, comfortable night at the ballpark. 1-2. This one skied down the left field line out of play. Once again, the only thing missing, hot popcorn and the grill firing up the dogs.
Yeah. Oh, man, a hot dog on tonight is just storybook type of eats out here. I mean, this is just a beautiful night. A night for the ages, and perhaps one of the nicer nights of the entire year. And unfortunately, Arizona's nice weather is fleeting.
It's about to come to a stop as Mother Nature is about to unleash the fury of 100-digit temperatures.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And Noli try to bring something around, goes to 3-2. It's going to be Killinger and Maddox Hodges, the catchers on deck. This one laced to left. Amir dropped back, and then the ball died and took a step up for the second out.
Great play by Amir. That ball was topspin a good bit. He read it well. Made the out look easy. Now with 2 down and a runner on second, Noli is gearing up to get out of this one.
Maddox Hodges bounced into a double play. Had a sac fly. 0 for 1 in the night. And that is just something nasty by Noli. Tremendous break on that bender. Played his high school ball over Chandler High off Arizona Avenue.
That's wicked. Just off the plate. Yeah, another Wolf.
As well as Daniel Hutchison, Aiden Shoemaker.
And speaking of Daniel Hutchison, supposedly he was interested in coming up to the booth for an interview, but as this one is laced to the right side, that'll get down, a play at the plate. Jackson Reed makes a nice throw, but not in time. Bandina ranges over and prevents it from getting over towards the Chandler Gilbert dugout, but an RBI single is in order for Hodges. And just like that, ACU extends the lead now 7 to the Coyotes 4.
So now it's Jacob Solis has walked and bounced to short. Danny Noli trying to get out of this inning without any further damage. Starts Solis with the bender. Tomorrow the Coyotes back on the road in league play. Solis missing upstairs. Now 0-2. Coyotes taking on the Artichokes over in Scottsdale tomorrow. 0-2 pitch. And Noli locks him up with a fastball, and that's going to do it. But the Firestorm pick up another run. They lead the Coyotes 7-4 going into the bottom of the fourth. Nothing like a little Nirvana to get you going for the bottom of the fourth. Jackson Reed, John Enright, Keegan Ball. Tanner Hale still on the mound. Doc hit a rocky first. He's been pretty solid ever since.
I mean, Joe, you mentioned it earlier, but we saw the same situation last night with Braden Romero, and that was ruled a strike. Jackson was appalled a little bit by that, but, you know, hey, sometimes all it takes as a starting pitcher is an inning of a bit of roughness to figure things out, and clearly it's worked for ACU, and, you know, good for them.
Oh, Tanner Hale, the young man, labored through the first, but now he's kind of dialed in. His teammates picked him up.
He's out. I thought it was ruled a strike, but they go ahead and rule Jackson Reed out on the first pitch. So
hitter's interference.
Yeah, something must have occurred there. We didn't catch.
So we apologize to the fan base out there. We're going to say hitter's interference at the dish. We don't have the official scorer who is in our ear to give us the proper information, so we'll take it as that as John Enright steps up. Struck out his first time up. Coyotes trailing 7-4. A lot of lumber on that bench, of course. Dante Turgeon, Easton Bryant, Tate Lewis as well.
Yep.
So if some point, if John Watson's looking to pull the trigger and add some firepower to the lineup, he's got the ability to do that rather quickly. 2-0 count to John Enright. John lays off, goes to 3-0. John Enright, a man of the campus, a man of the people. It is a voting year, and if John Enright was running, he'd have my vote.
Me as well.
And works a 4-pitch walk. Keegan Ball checking in. Struck out his first time up. And then it goes back to the top of the order with Aiden Krause. So, Doc, are you the kind of person that lives on the edge with the wildlife? You kind of venture, kind of curious?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm a big nature guy. Listen, you know, I've been up to Payson before. My girlfriend lives up there, and, you know, we get to walk the creek barefoot. It's really nice, and, you know, I'm a big believer in nature, and, you know, I love wildlife. So while I might not get close to where the rattlesnakes choose to den, everything else is free game.
Now, I'm okay. Like, if I could see something from 50 feet away, I'm fine. But let's just say if I saw a big grizzly coming my way and it's about 100 feet, I'm moving rapidly the other way.
Yeah.
Ball takes the bender for a strike. He's in a 0-2 hole. Tanner Hale looking Enright. Very small lead for John. 0-2 pitch, right-hander. Enright on the move. That's one is fouled down the third base line. And Doc, I just told you this story back in the days of going to the beach. I was about chest deep on St. Pete Beach in Florida, probably about 20 years ago or so, and I felt something big go by me. And I said, no more. Now I'm an ankle water guy at the beach. So literally I can go and splash, and then I'm almost like the kid in the kiddie pool area, right?
Yeah, as long as you get your toes in, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
It counts.
I can feel the cool water, but that's it. I'm not going to test fate.
Yeah.
Against a domain that I don't thrive in. 1-2 pitch to Keegan Ball. That bounces in the dirt. Now that makes that 1-2. So Tanner Hale gave up 4 in the first, and his team plated 5 runs in the top of the second. They added another in the fourth, and he's got a 3-run cushion to play with. 1-2 pitch. This one bounce foul. Josh Cazal with the glove work. He was ready to fire over to first base. Exciting time for Chandler Gilbert heading toward the playoffs. Of course, exciting time on the high school circuit here in Arizona. Playoffs, both in baseball and softball. Season's coming to an end, and all the teams. As Keegan Ball takes one looking. Now stepping in is Aiden Krause. Krause coming to play. He's 2 for 2 on the night. 3 stolen bases in this one. Now has 19 on the season. All the top teams in the state on the high school and softball circuit battling for postseason position. Of course, Hamilton, always a factor on the baseball circuit. And on the softball side, you've got Krause on the move. Make that John Enright on the move, and Krause on the move out of the way of the catcher.
Two outs, runner in scoring position. 1-0 count for Krause. Good opportunity.
He's been dynamic at the dish with a couple hard base knocks. Takes a bender over the plate. 1-1 pitch. Kraus showing his patience, laying off. Hitting .300 in his freshman campaign. 2-1 pitch. And that misses low. And Doc, you got to be impressed by some of these Coyotes freshmen at the plate, like Aiden Krause, of course, Rubleski and Brian Kenny, the poise and their ability to really handle and know their zone. This one bounced to the left side. Shortstop, off balance play, and Krause with those incredible wheels, he's going to beat it out for his 3rd hit of the night.
Awesome, awesome stuff. And yeah, you mentioned the freshman appearance this season for the Yotes, and you know, I feel like every year the Yotes have some standout freshmen. This year, though, I feel like the handful is a little bit bigger. The freshmen have played a little bit of a bigger role, and, you know, that's awesome to see. This is such a cultured team, such a family, and I'm glad to see that the young guys have been accepted so quickly.
And let's give some credit to Mike Campbell, the hitting coach, who
big time
works with these young men, and not just in the physical aspect as Krause takes off and John Enright. And how about Krause all the way to 3rd base? And I got to tell you, Doc, Aiden Krause is a fantastic base runner.
Yeah.
He is opportunistic. He knows when to go. He reads plays well. He's instinctive. And he is a threat every time he's on a base path. And he is a tremendous threat offensively, and is showing his worth for this program down the stretch of the season, where the games get bigger and the lights get bigger as well. So stepping in is DJ Barrett, who struck out a couple times. So John Enright works the walk, stolen base, comes in to score. Aiden Krause all the way to 3rd base on the pass ball. And Barrett lifts one to right. Right fielder calls off the second baseman. Coyotes pick up a run. They pull within 2. Now a 7-5 ball game as we hit to the 5th. Fifth inning. Danny Noli going into his 2nd inning of work. He'll face Josh Cazal, Alexis Roman, as well as Aaron Newcomb. Noli gave up a run in the last frame. Fires a bender that's off the plate. So the great thing about junior college baseball is it brings players that have played against each other, whether in the high school circuit or the club circuit, brings them all together, and all those past rivalries and maybe dirty looks and bad feelings of coming up empty on the scoreboard. Now the slate is wiped clean because you become a family. And Noli, with a good bender, goes to 2-1. And Doc, you played against a lot of these Coyotes players currently on the roster. Am I correct?
Oh yeah, a good portion of them for sure. Noli, never saw him in a game, but you know, I've spent the past 2 years now with Noli, so he's become family quicker than ever. 2-2, gets a swing and a miss, and we see it again. That nasty slider into the other batter's box for Noli has been so effective tonight.
Stepping in, the second baseman, Alexei Roman. Takes low for ball one. Roman, the second baseman. Good outing here a couple weeks ago. 1 for 4 and an 8-4 loss to the Coyotes. Fouls this one off. To the left side, doesn't have an official at bat. A couple walks on the evening. He's got a 1-1 count. This one laced to short, and the flip over.
Beautiful from Enright.
John Enright coming in off balance and a perfect strike for the putout. That takes us to the top of the order with Aaron Newcomb. And Newcomb has been quite selective at the dish, Doc. 3 walks. Talk about letting the game come to you.
Exactly. Hey, he's not going to swing if it's not a good pitch. Don't blame him. 2 outs, so hopefully Noli will serve him something that he has no choice but to swing at.
Danny's been working fast and working that big slider. Misses upstairs. Coyotes defensively playing Newcomb straight away. Comes right back. Danny getting some opportunities in the stretch run of the season. Two-one count. And this one lifted to the right side. Jackson Reed coming in, and Reed in foul territory pulls it in. And how about Danny Noli with a 1-2-3? Exactly what the doctor ordered. We go to the lower half. Coyotes trailing by 2. And I'd just like to thank the good people at Chandler Gilbert that like to bring me back to my clubbing days back in Tampa with the kickin' club music.
Awesome.
It is just kicking. Love it. And now we got the outfield going, classic 80s music, and a pitching change for ACU. Right-hander Trevor LaPrey checking in. And he'll face Jake Rubleski, Trey Mandina, and Amir McGee. And Rubleski continues to do what he does. Solid contact. Gets the Coyotes going here with a good start. Now it's Trey Mandina. Rishan Aaron walked. Rubleski a small lead, and Mandina thought about it. Quick tag by Pickering, and Rubleski getting dirty, gets back in. And that's one thing I do miss about the game, Doc, is diving and getting all dirty. And getting clay all over the place. Getting the uniform dirty.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like you did something in the course of the game.
Yeah. Absolutely. You know, the grass stains too.
1-0 count. Good bunt down the first base line, and this one is a beauty.
Yeah. Beautiful.
And LaPrey and Pickering got caught up. And Mandina, textbook. So now it's Amir McGee, hit by a pitch and struck out. And kudos to Mandina, showing that solid fundamentals and bunting is still in the arsenal of some players.
Yeah. Yeah, the Yotes love small ball. Speak of the devil. Amir flashes bunt. Catcher was crossed up. He'll have a quick conversation with the prey.
So, Doc, in your early baseball days, were you taught the proper fundamentals of learning how to bunt?
Oh, I could still lay down a mean bunt, Joe, to this day.
Can you?
Oh, I could lay down a beauty.
I think I could too still.
Yeah.
But after I got used to being back in the box.
Of course,
okay.
yeah. We'll give you some at-bats.
Yeah. I'm willing to take batting practice anytime. If Waddy said, come on down, take some cuts.
We're going to have to work that out.
I will take some cuts.
There might be an order.
0-1 pitch to Amir. Couple runners on. Amir showing bunt and pulling back. No outs here for the Coyotes in the fifth, trailing 7-5. Amir followed by David Bull and Jackson Reed. Middle of the fifth. Coyotes looking to drop a two-game skid. Amir drops one down, sacrifice bunt, moves him over.
Awesome stuff. Two runners in scoring position. And walking up to the plate is David Bull. Big 28.
Bull with a 3-run double in the first. Popped to right his second time up. He's got a couple ducks on the pond. Opportunity to make a splash here. Pickering tight on the grass. Now the third baseman also on the grass. This one lifted, and this one to right field. The right fielder, Jacob Solis, firing home. And that one is off the mark. And strolling in is Rubleski. So good work by David Bull. Sacrifice RBI. Now a 7-6 game. Checking in, Jackson Reed. Or make that stepping in, looks like Ben Hashizaki. No? We go number 21. It is Jackson Reed. Takes low in the dirt for ball one. Runner at third is Mandina. Reed 0 for 2 in the night. Sophomore looking for a little bingo to tie this one up. Takes a good healthy hack. Fouls it straight back, goes to 1-1. Outfield playing shallow across the way. Fastball's off the plate by LaPrey. Jackson with an opportunity to put a cue ball up the middle. And that will tie this one up. 2-1 pitch. Bender. A good one by LaPrey. Evens the count at 2. Two-two pitch with 2 outs. And that one's off the plate. LaPrey going back to the bread and butter, try to get Jackson Reed to chase. 3-2 count. This one scorched down the right field line.
Whew.
Now a 3-2 count. Jackson Reed trying to win the battle against LaPrey. This one scorched to the right side and through, and we are knotted at 7. Jackson Reed on a 3-2 pitch, a little bingo to right. And that gives the sophomore something to feel good about. Now it's John Enright. John walked and scored in the last frame. Good speed on the base path. Outfield playing shallow across the way. LaPrey, fastball. Good location. Two-0 count. That one right down the middle. Enright trying to keep the inning alive. Bender, and he fouls it off. Baseball or softball, such a unique game. Doesn't matter. You could look at a pitcher and you think you should own that pitcher in the bump, Doc, and it comes down to execution. Good form, good fundamentals, and if you don't have that at the dish, you can be owned by any opposing pitcher.
For sure.
John Enright trying to get the best of LaPrey and having some solid fundamentals here, and swings right through the slow Bender. But the Coyotes get a pair, and they go to the 6th inning. Danny Noli still on the mound. Scoreless last frame. Now has been given a even ball game as Ryan Harness checks in. Harness 1 for 2. Lays off. Harness and Pickering. They got some thunder and lightning between them. Noli locked into Mandina. This one knocked down the first base line into the Firestorm bullpen. No activity on either side. So LaPrey and Noli, right now it's Danny's game. 1-2 count. Bender, and that locks up Harness.
Beautiful.
What a pitch. Ryan Harness had nowhere to go with that. Stepping in is Jacob Pickering. 1 for 3 of the night. Base knock in the second inning. Outfield slightly deep and right. And Pickering fooled on the breaker. And Paulo Hutchison attacking people with camera equipment.
If you ever choose to sit at the top row of the Chandler Gilbert stands right below the broadcast booth, we are not liable for any falling pieces of broadcasting equipment.
Yeah, or any asteroids or meteors that might attack the planet.
Yeah.
2-1 count, Danny wheeling and dealing. Oh, and breaks one off, and Pickering locked in.
Yeah,
goes to 2-2.
That slider for Noli, he's starting to locate it more down the middle of the plate, and it's paying off dividends right now. 2-2.
Comes right back with it, and this one bounced foul up the first base line. And Doc, with Noli getting that kind of break, is it one of those things, finally fully healthy and finally having the confidence to throw at that arm slot to get that pitch over?
You know, maybe, and I'll have a conversation with him after the game, and hopefully, you know, things are still looking good for him. But right now, it looks like he's carefree on the mound, and things are just going well. He's falling back into that groove. Right there, tried to get a little bit wider with the slider. Ends up near the back foot.
So, Doc, while you're working at the dojo, at some point, I want you to establish your own location, and it's got to be called the Octagon.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch. And Pickering just fouls one off.
Yeah. And the bullpen for Chandler Gilbert has quieted down. So Danny Noli has worked through the storm. He's had 1 1/3 solid innings of work since then, and so far this ACU squad is quiet. This one's up and in. Oh, some upset behavior from Pickering.
Yeah, I wasn't happy with the high inside fastball, and by no means was with that ill intent. Just a fastball got away from Danny.
Yeah.
So Pickering strolls down to first base. Devin Downey checking in. Downey with a pair of walks, also a double on the night. Seven ball game. Coyotes back in league play tomorrow at Scottsdale.
Oof.
Danny working that bender and just misses outside. Good crowd on hand. Once again, Chandler Gilbert Athletics open to the public. So if you want to see great collegiate baseball, make it down right here off the 202 and Pecos Road. And if you head up to Gilbert Road, you can shop for a car. Gilbert Road is the car haven. Oh, that's a great bender by Danny. Something nasty that locks up Downey. Goes to 1-2. Pickering with a short lead at first. And Mandina try to frame that one for the second out. Just misses outside. Danny looking Pickering back at first. 2-2 pitch. Three-two count. Will the Firestorm storm the base path here? Pickering. Short lead. High chopper, and Bull goes to second base, and the play is not made at short. And Bull came up hard and fast and threw it over to second. And Doc, you're going to take another look at that play and assess that one. That was bang, bang, and of course we don't have replay in the box, but David Bull thought the force out at second was the better option.
Yep.
So the Firestorm with runners at the corners. Now it's Luke Killinger. Walk, sack, fly, and pop to left.
First pitch, we see the bender again.
Danny going to that early and often. Coyotes looking to snap this 2-game losing skid, get back on track before taking on the Artichokes. That one misses and didn't miss by much. One count. Infield, normal depth. Fastball on the block. 1-2 count. Sophomore trying to control the bump and get the Coyotes back in the clubhouse. And that's an excuse me swing by Killinger. Bender ate him up inside. Just got a piece. Runners at the corners. Little hit and run by the Firestorm. Fouled out of play. Top of the sixth, a 7-7 ball game. ACU with 1 in the first. Coyotes answer with 4 in the bottom half, and ACU with 5 in the second. They traded a pair. That one gets away. Mandina off the brick. Runner takes second base. Squads traded a pair in the fourth, and Coyotes with 2 in the fifth. And that is where we are. Now a 2-2 count. Killinger looking to deliver for the Firestorm and put the JV squad back on top. And that fastball is delivered in left center field gap. 1 run is in. It's going to go to the wall. Killinger on his way to second base. And Killinger will stop right there with a 2-run double. And the Firestorm back on top, 9-7. And Doc, that was a location. If Danny could do it all over again, it's not exactly where he wanted it.
No, definitely not. And yeah, this inning has started to become a bit of a nuisance for the Coyotes. Again, Danny working deep into 2-strike counts and just ACU figuring out a way to turn it in their favor.
Maddox Hodges stepping in. 1 for 3 in the night. Only 1 out here in the top of the sixth. Now we do have some activity in the Coyotes pen. And Doc, I got to tell you, having the binoculars comes in handy. Right-hander Rowan Robinson, 6'5" freshman from Calgary, Alberta, warming up in the pen. 2-1 pitch. And Danny missing with the bender. Goes to 3-1. So now we're seeing Danny getting a little loose. He's got 3-1 count, trying to battle back here against Hodges. Comes back with the number 1. Blew it up inside, and now it evens it at 3-2. Nolan looking at the runner back at second. Comes right back with a fastball, fouled out of play. Three-two count. Killinger at second base. ACU with 2 across here in the 6th. Noli trying to work his way out of this one. And that misses upstairs. Stepping in is Jacob Solis, and John Watson is going to go to the pen. We'll take a short timeout as Rowan Robinson will work his way to the bump right here. So John Watson goes to the pen, brings in Rowan Robinson. Young man, a freshman, 4 appearances, 6 1/3. Has allowed 8 runs, 6 earned, 6 walks, 1 K. That one gets away, and the runners move straight up. Killinger now at third, and Hodges at second. Only 1 out here. And Doc, kind of break us down on Rowan Robinson, the freshman right-hander.
Yeah, well, you could obviously tell, tall, lanky right-hander, very much a swimmer / pitcher build. And listen, the Yotes love guys like this, and Rowan can bring the absolute gas from up top. He's around the upper 80 to 90 mile an hour range. And listen, anytime you have a tall right-hander, they better have a good breaking pitch that looks like it falls off a table, because if you're not utilizing that high release height, then it's just a waste. This one gets behind the batter, gets away, and to the backstop. A run will come across. Let's make it 10-7 now for Arizona Christian, and this big top of the 6th inning continues. Now 3 runs across and a man on third.
So Jacob Solis being patient with a 3-0 count. Hodges at third base. And Robinson trying to work his way back into the count. Fires a fastball, now 3-1. On deck is Josh Cazal. This one scorched down the left field line and just foul. Home plate umpire made the quick call. And that was laced with a purpose. We've got some ACU fans here.
We do. They traveled well.
And that's the great thing about baseball. You can be an opposing fan, go into another yard and support your team. And that gets away from Robinson. And Solis goes 90 feet. So now it's Josh Cazal. He's walked with a pair of strikeouts. Robinson look at the runner back at first. Modest lead. Cazal tried to bunt. Completely missed. Goes to 0-1. ECU putting up a 3 spot here in the 6th inning. This one scorched to center. Going back and making the grab. Aiden Krause. Tremendous play. Drop step, but that brings in another run. And once again, you can see how gifted Aiden Krause. We see how good he is on the base path. But right there, Doc immediately ran the play, drop stepped, and got it right before the track and held the runner from advancing at first base. But another run is in. It's now an 11-7 ball game.
That was just awesome from Krause. I mean, to track that ball as high as it was, as hard as it was hit, you know, that went over the lights. He had to track it down, switch his view from his shoulders around, and that was impressive. This one grounded softly to second base. Coggins has it, feels it easily. Apologies, that's ball.
Lexi Roman on the bounce out, but the Firestorm, they make some fire here in the top half, plating 4. It's an 11-7 Firestorm lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Here comes Keegan Ball, a couple strikeouts of the night, trying to change his fortunes at the dish. LaPrey on the bump. Now sporting a 4-run lead. Starts Ball with a bender. And Doc, give us kind of your mindset when you're played with a 4-run lead as a pitcher, then you start breaking out the rest of the arsenal and feel the confidence to be able to throw different pitches and different counts in different situations.
And this one is lined through the left side, right underneath the third baseman's glove. But yeah, Joe, I mean, when you have that lead, you have that comfort behind you, that feeling that, you know, if I make a mistake, it's not the biggest deal of the world. Like, the world's not going to end. And, you know, for a pitcher in this situation, up 4 runs, listen, you throw all your stuff, you have fun on the mound, you chat it up with your middle infielders, and you're just there to have a good time. But, of course, the Coyotes are itching to claw their way back into this game.
Stepping in, Aiden Krause. Right now, nuclear. Play at second base, and what a good play by LaPrey on the force out. Moving like a jungle cat and flipped it over to second base for the force out. Just a tremendous play by the athletic pitcher.
Yeah, great job to cut down the lead.
And that is about the only thing Aiden Krause has done wrong tonight. He was 3 for 3 going into this at-bat. And the Coyotes get a pinch hitter for DJ Barrett. It's Kyle Anderson. Limited at-bats. And Anderson gets into one. This one way back and out of here. Kyle Anderson. John Watson pushing all the right buttons, calling Anderson off the bench, and he delivers a pinch hit 2-run shot, and the Coyotes draw closer.
Mamma mia, that ball was destroyed from Kyle Anderson off the bat. We knew it was gone, and Anderson puts a charge back in this Yodi offense, gives them some hope down the stretch.
And if you're wondering about Anderson, 11 at-bats coming into this one, 1 hit.
Wow. Number 2 is a big one.
And he says, I got your 1 hit right here. Now a 2-hit wonder with the 2-run shot. Great job. And now it's Jake Wróblewski. Takes one over the middle of the plate for strike 1. Wróblewski singled his last time up. He's 1 for 2 on the night. Also drew a walk in his first plate appearance. Takes a hack at a bender. Quickly goes to 0-2. And make that Tate Lewis apologize for the fans giving me the heads up. Also had to check game changer. So Tate Lewis with the 0-2 count. And Tate destroys one down the left field line, foul. And Tate Lewis checking in, hitting .270, 8 home runs, 36 RBIs. Blasted a 2-run shot in that first inning last night.
Yeah, important tone setter.
So LaPrey has surrendered a pair here. 0-2 count. Tate lays off. Also at John Watts' disposal, hard-hitting Easton Bryant and Dante Turgeon as well. One-two pitch. That one just misses. The Coyotes collectively hitting .302, on base percentage .420, slugging .458, 35 home runs, 154 steals coming in, and they've added 4 or 5 more in this one. 2-2 pitch to Tate. That one is fouled down the third base line. So Tate really working a great AB here. 2-2 pitch from LaPrey. And Tate playing Pepper with the backstop here. Fresh set of balls for the umpire. And no young fans here chasing down foul balls.
Nope.
Two-two. Tate in a battle against LaPrey. Bender misses outside. Goes full. Like to thank Paulo Hutchison for the Jack Links in between innings.
Delicious beef jerky, man. If it only wasn't so expensive, I'd carry around a gallon tub with me every day. This one shot back up the middle, right past the pitcher, and Hale got a wake-up call right there.
So Kyle Anderson with the pinch hit, 2-run homer. Tate Lewis with the pitch hit signal. And now stepping in, Trey Mandina. Singled his last time up, also walked. 1 for 2 on the night. Coyotes trailing 11-9. Bottom of the 6th. And that one gets away. And Tate will go 90 feet. Coyotes trying to get back on the winning track after dropping a pair to the Geckos, 4-3. And football score last night, 15-11. Both teams with double-digit hits. Slow bender, Mandina takes it. And last night, Doc, we saw monster shots hit.
Oh, yeah.
Tate Lewis with the bomb.
No doubters.
Young man from the Geckos with a pair. This one bounced to the right side. Roman makes the one hopper, and Tate Lewis does not advance on the play. And here comes Amir McGee. Hit by a pitch, struck out, and sacrifice bunt his last time up. And Amir could easily put a charge into one.
Yeah. He's another one of those Coyotes that just has that game-changing power with any swing.
Worked out hard in the offseason, as well as Dante Turgeon hit the weights. Easton Bryant lived in the gym, pounded the metal, getting ready for the season. It's all about dedicating yourself to the higher cause. That one bounces in the turf. Amir with a 2-0 count. David Bull on deck. (11-9) Firestorm. Playing 4 in the top half. Coyotes have answered with 2. And Amir tried to slap it the other way, fouls it to the right side. Amir McGee, if his family's watching, always a pleasure to see them when they're here at the ballpark. And we got fans that watch the Chandler Gilbert Sports Network from all over the nation. And Amir lays off. Ben Hashisaki's grandma makes a trip from across the border. She's always here.
Uh-huh.
Of course, Amir's family is from the Philadelphia area. 3-1 pitch. And how about LaPrey taking something off? A little floater down the middle of the plate. A beach ball that McGee took for strike 2. Now the 3-2 pitch. Amir gets a piece, stays alive. Of course, this game and the grand magnitude of the season does not matter, but the Coyotes getting a win would make them feel so good going back in league play tomorrow. 3-2 pitch. And Amir lays off. Tremendous patience. So checking in is David Bull and having a conversation with Mike Campbell, the hitting coach. And now it looks like the Firestorm gonna make a change. And as is tradition, the Jeopardy music. And we'll take a timeout right here as we take bullpen breaks for 500, Alex. So LePray gets the visit from the clubhouse, and now he's ready to go back to work. David Bull, 1 for 2. 3-run triple, make that a 3-run double in the first. He's got a pair on now. And LePray comes with the off speed. Powell Hutchison joining us in the broadcast booth, telling us all his tremendous stories. 0-1 pitch. And Bull takes it. Locks him up on the corner. Goes to 0-2. Jacob Solis slightly in right field. Outfield playing kind of shallow. LePray lets one get away, and good work by Tate Lewis. Gets into third on the throw down. Amir stays at first, so runners at the corners. Jackson Reed on deck. That misses outside, much to the chagrin of the Firestorm dugout. You can hear the moans and the groans.
They're here to win, man.
Come on, Blue. 2-2 pitch. David Bull in a battle against LePray. And that just misses. And right now, if you're LePray, Doc, you've seen a couple close calls not go your way, and safe to say he's got to keep the emotions in check and focus on the next pitch, correct?
Yeah, 100%. You know, you're not going to help yourself out at all. The only man that decides that is watching you and your reaction. So this one lifted softly to the right side. And Pickering ranges over to haul it in foul territory. And just like that, 2 runners stranded. And we head to the top of the 7th, where this ACU squad looks to extend the 11-9 lead.
I took a ballerina down to the ball dance. Met a couple ball players, found a ball stance. Now we in the bathroom, she found a ball face. Took some shots and balled out, now how the stall taste. I can't even go inside my own mic here. I might need to hit the town, I need you right here, right here. till she reached in the trunk and found a Nina. I told her, baby, that's Nina Simone. Hey, driving through the liquor store, faded, braided, hands in this waving, easy, 80s like the 90s and 2000s. Driving through this wildin', hey, Brady 7-pack, they come in bunch. I've been with the choir on a high note, getting C-notes. Different presentation to this vibe, you need a keynote. Pressing round this, I ain't sending vetoes. Ain't no stopping, licks some boys on Geo. Batting out the 504, I say the name is Creole.
So we now work our way to the 7th inning. Stepping in for Firestorm. At the dish is Aaron Newcomb. Now with his 5th at bat. Rowan Robinson on the mound. Newcomb 0 for 1. A lot of walks in his nightly resume at the box. 0-2 pitch. Robinson way outside, goes to 1-2. Counties have drawn closer. Defense, normal depth. That one misses way high off the backstop, and a perfect connection with Mandina. Puts it back in play. Two count. And that one hits Newcomb, and he'll get the free pass. So not the start for Rowan Robinson, as Ryan Harness checks in. So Doc, you and I are both a fan of beef jerky, so
Big time.
there's no reason why beef jerky should be like $9 a bag.
100%.
I mean, it should
It's
be like
ridiculous.
It should be like $4 or $5
It's
for a
absurd. Yeah.
You know,
It's the cuts of meat that aren't good enough to make it into a steak, and
yeah.
I mean, come on.
So let's vow right here, bucket list, that if things don't work out with you in the octagon, your future dojo of athletic training, you and I start making our own beef jerky, and we make it affordable and
Wow.
better than everyone else's, and we just own the market.
Yeah, affordable beef jerky might be a good venture, Joe.
Yes. I mean, all of a sudden we're selling it at Costco, Sam's Club,
And then
Walmart.
Once we're in Walmart, we're
Fries.
good. Yeah.
I mean, look, we always find beef jerky in the lines right before the cashier.
Yep.
Every time, right?
Perfectly placed, yeah.
0-2 count. Harness locked up.
There it is.
Did not like the call as he stares at the home plate umpire. Now it's Jacob Pickering. And on the bag, it could be, you can see our heads.
Rodent jerky is the
Yeah, I don't.
the pitch from Paulo.
Yeah, I don't know if rodent jerky would be too appetizing for people looking for jerky.
Homegrown. We get it. We can catch the prairie dogs and the rabbits right here in Chandler Gilbert.
Wow, so now you're just ruining my vision of this
Paulo's idea, not mine. I'm
giant
just the messenger.
vision of
Yeah.
financial windfall of what we can handle of creating this jerky empire. And now you're trying to downgrade it with low-class beef.
Would be most cost efficient, though.
Cost efficient. My goodness.
$1 per
No.
bag from Paulo.
We want good quality. We want people to come back and buy another bag.
They have to buy it. It's so cheap.
Yeah, but it's got to be good. 0-2 to Pickering. Robinson. Fastball. That locks him up. How about Rowan? Back-to-back strikeouts. Now it's Devin Downey. Good, affordable, tasty jerky. See, like, if Paulo's like going to come up with a name for like our jerky, I mean, it wouldn't be good. And I've got one I'm tempted to say, but I'm going to refrain. How about this? We can call it Luscious Cuts. Jack Link's Luscious Cuts.
Yeah. 50 cents. Buy one, get one free. 50 cents per bag.
Now it's too cheap. Once again, it's going to be quality.
Where do we draw the line, Joe?
Well, it's going to be quality. If our names are going to be on it, our faces, and pointing at you.
It's got to be good. Yeah.
It's got to be good.
Yeah.
Luscious Cuts.
I like it. Jack Rabbit Links.
Yeah, we'll hire Paulo to be our warehouse manager, making sure all the packaging is going accordingly. I think we can get Thunder Dan on the live stream. He'll work in the warehouse as well.
Yeah.
We'll give him all the links he wants and pay him well. 3-1 count to Downey. Runner takes off. It's not even close. And Downey gets the free pass. Now it's Luke Killinger in his 5th plate appearance. Walk, sacrifice RBI, pop to left, and a RBI double. 1 for 3 in the night. Rowan Robinson trying to escape any kind of damage here as the Coyotes have pulled within 2. Good location on the fastball, Doc.
Yeah, great first pitch right there.
Putting Killinger on notice with the inside heat. Goes to 0-1. Enright trying to keep the runner close at second. Tries the bender that snaps just outside.
Folks, Paulo Hutchison might be one of the funniest people on the planet. And listen, he's staying away from the public eye because he does not want to deal with all the fame that would come with it. Respectably so, but still, I'm still pushing to get him on the broadcast at some point this year. It'll happen. Okay, maybe, listen, Daniel's outing is coming up. You never know.
So, Doc, if you and I had like a live podcast that was streamed, you would see our faces, and then Paulo would be that guy that you couldn't see, but he would be talking in the background with a mic on.
Yes, exactly.
1-2 pitch to Killinger from Rowan Robinson. Now that locks him up, and that's going to end the frame.
Awesome.
And Rowan, 3 strikeouts and gets out of the damage, and the Coyotes trailing by 2 going to the bottom of the 7th. Jackson Reed stepping in as the Coyotes trailing by 2. Time winding down. New pitcher in for the Firestorm. It's going to be Aaron Bird, the right-hander. Bird working quickly. Misses out of the zone. Jackson Reed, John Enright, and Keegan Ball here in the lower half of the inning. Coyotes trailing 11-9 here in the 7th. Reed at the dish. Slow bender fouls it off. He's 1 for 3 in the night. He's played a stellar right field. The sophomore. Bird dialing into his catcher. This one, slow roller left side. Shortstop deep in the hole, throws it over, and Jackson Reed beats it out. He's on his way to second. Good hustling instinct, and the Coyotes got a runner in scoring position to start the 7th inning.
That's awesome stuff from Jackson Reed, and you know, he's another one of those freshman outfielders who, again, awesome, super athletic. Just where do you put him in the normal lineup? And of course that all clears up next year, and he'll definitely find himself back out there.
So stepping in, Coyotes going to the bench. Looks like Dante Turgeon stepping in.
Big guns are coming out.
Big guns hoping to eat. Dante hitting .273, 5 home runs, 29 RBIs. While the catcher gets adjusted, Dante awaits. And Dante is part of the bigger picture, and John Watson is hoping he can find his flair at the dish and this last final stretch run for the team. Dante 2 for 5 last night in the loss to the Geckos. Takes a bender. And Dante last year, such a great year, and look, after 1 year, scouting reports get out, pitchers pitch Dante
precisely
differently, and he's getting a lot more doses of off speed and benders.
Yeah, he had a huge target on his back coming into this season, and you know, we especially saw it in conference play. Teams adjust and teams play, you know, exactly how they should against a player like Turgeon. And listen, the scouting reports are no joke out here on the JUCO circuit. Word of mouth and video goes a long way.
1-1 count from Bird. Runner at second is Reed. Good speed on the base path, and Dante scorches one to center, and that's going to be over the center fielder's head, and Dante's going to run all day, all the way to the wall. Dante, a run is in on his way to third, and Dante slides in, and it's now 11-10 ball game. Dante with an absolute rocket over the head of Ryan Harness in center.
Yeah, crushed it. I don't know why Harness was playing a little bit shallow even right there, but he pays for it big time. Turgeon slams that one to the wall, and that was on a frozen rope.
RBI triple.
And again, the Yotes just trailing 1 now here in the bottom of the 7th inning. And that tying run, none other than Zane Coggins takes the base path for Dante Turgeon. So the man on third is the tying run. Keegan Boss steps up to the dish.
And Keegan's mom, make that Zane Coggins' mom, is here this evening, dialing in the ball game. Keegan at the dish, 1 for 3. Singled his last time up, infield in. Bender in the dirt by Bird, misses. And John Watson still at his disposal is Easton Bryant.
Yep.
And you know he's going to hold out for the big gun and the right opportunity. And Coggins thought about it for a split second as the ball got away from Hodges.
Yep. Good read, good decision.
And taking off on a wild pitch, really have to be instinctive and know your speed and where the location of the ball is. Coggins read that one well. 2-0. Fastball right down the heart of the dish. Outfield playing shallow. Coggins could be tested on a pop-up. 2-1 pitch from Bird. That misses high and tight. On deck is Aiden Krause. 3 for 4 on the night. And this one lifted deep.
See ya.
Deep left, and this one is caught or nearly caught at the wall. Ball gave it a ride. Left fielder made a tremendous effort, and Devin Downey could not come up with it. He had room at the track. Got a glove on it and could not snare it. And we're now tied at 11 as Ball gives it a ride and then some to deep left field.
I mean, Ball put absolutely everything into that swing right there, and he got absolutely every piece of the ball, but the trajectory was just a little bit too high. And we talk about the dead air here at nighttime, and that's a perfect display right there. That ball just hit a wall some 200 feet in the air, and, well, it came right back. So Keegan, you know, had bat flipped a little bit, and Krause shows bunt slash a hard hit ball to third base, and the play is made at first. Now at third, Ball trying to get third, and he's hosed. The first to third throw is money from Pickering, and just like that, 2 down for the Yotes, a double play in the most unconventional of manners.
And that's a really tough play. It's a gamble because you're hoping for a throw to be off the mark, but the ball doesn't leave the infield, so it's a very, very tough play to run on. That time the Coyotes gambled and they come up empty, and now the bases are cleared. And stepping into the box is Kyle Anderson. And all Kyle Anderson did last time up, Doc, was hit a pinch hit 2-run homer.
Yeah, no big deal. Just, you know, crush the ball off the scoreboard, and for his second hit of the year, nonetheless. As a freshman, Anderson is going to play a big role next year. Good to see him getting some appearances here late in the season.
Lays off the inside heat. So Kyle Anderson coming into this one was 1 for 11 and then smokes a 2-run homer. Sees a fastball down the plate. Showing his patience, you know, after that first at bat, he might want to go up there swinging with a purpose, and
yeah,
he's relaxing, taking it easy. Now he's got a 3-1 pitch to work with. Bounces one to the right side, and Pickering, good one hop, makes the play. And that's going to do it for the Coyotes, but they played a pair. We are now tied at 11 going to the 8th.
a bunny. Got pounds of it ain't nothing funny. Up on the side and I keep it calm. If I gotta reach up, I'ma keep it down. Way I slide in that coupe, boy, I keep it calm. We done went right there, thought away to the sun. Get deep in the pot, get deep like a plumber. Why would I keep her? I never went under. I just went to engage to my brother. Eat her for dinner, oh, eat her for supper. Why would you keep a little you sugar? Why would you keep a little you sugar? Ride the highway, ride the bus. Want my house, look like I'm in class. Walk in the strip, she gon' make you bad. I do damage, can't stand it. Psycho, baby, like it's Marilyn Manson. Better cash advancing, get this Friday enhance it. Pull the walk out the country. Ain't fly, looking dummy. I'll probably get fried. I look like a mummy. I'm getting this cash. It's Monday to Sunday. I guess you want talking fit.
New pitcher for the Coyotes, freshman right-hander Anthony Lucero. Young man, a couple starts on the year. No record. 13 hits allowed, 9 runs, 8 earned, and 8 2/3. 16 strikeouts in 14 1/3 inning of work. And Doc, safe to say, Anthony Lucero can bring it.
Yeah, Lucero, I mean, an electric right-hander. Pretty good stature on him, about 6 foot, and wide build, wide frame. Deals the gas right through him right there, and we go to 1-1. But in terms of a thrower, he's awesome. He's very rotational. He has a great arsenal of pitches, and he works well. He's been getting more and more appearances as this season has gone down the stretch, and rightfully so. Lucero has been pretty good. 1-2. High fastball gets swung right through.
Hodges 1 for 3 in the night. And Lucero with an opportunity to get this inning going the right way with the 1-2 pitch here in the 8th inning. And this one fouled out of play. Hodges late in the swing and stays alive. Wild game. Coyotes with 4 in the bottom of the first. The Firestorm responded with 5 in the second. It's been a back and forth affair ever since. Hodges fouls that one off. Stays at 1-2. Lucero with an ERA of 3.14. Once again, 16 strikeouts and 14 1/3 innings of work. 1-2 pitch. Beautiful bender, bounce to left side. Bull.
That's Tate Lewis over there.
And Tate Lewis and David Bull on the receiving end.
So the Yotes spreading the love between some of the catchers here today. We see them taking the field, and listen, they've looked awesome on the field, in the infield. Seriously awesome. First it was Rubo, played some shortstop for us. Now Tate over on the left side. Listen, these boys can play anywhere.
Jacob Solis stepping in. Fastball locks him up upstairs. So one thing about these kind of affairs, it gives John Watson the luxury of working some players around the field.
Yep.
And you can see Tate, obviously so good behind the plate and getting some work in the field, showing what he's capable of doing. This one skied. Shortstop right there. Coggins makes the catch.
Let's make it Keegan Ball. Coggins over at second. Yeah, the game changer's off. Everything is off. We are just playing by eyeballs right now.
So I'm going to follow the doctor's eyesight. Much younger than mine, so at this point of the evening, after a long day of being up at 5:30 in the morning, I'm blind as a bat. So we'll go with the octagon vision of the doctor. Big bender by Lucero. And Doc is absolutely correct. Keegan Ball is at shortstop. Zane Coggins is at second base. This is how well he knows his team. Fastball just blows it right by Cazal. Now a 1-2 count. Lucero working effectively. This one knocked out of play. That one disappears. Looked like it was going to hit the light pole on that right side. One-two pitch. Lucero showing all kinds of flair on the mound, and that locks up Cazal. What a frame by Anthony Lucero. Wheeling and dealing, a scoreless frame, and the Coyotes coming up with a chance to take the lead in the bottom of the 8th. So checking in is Tate Lewis, not Jake Wróblewski, like I mentioned last time up.
Yeah.
I'm locked into the numbers now, Doc. I mean, I can't rely on Game Changer. I have to go by numbers and memory and recall and binoculars and everything. Last time up, sharp single. Came up with a productive AB. Tate Lewis, Trey Mandina, Amir McGee, and of course, Easton Bryant still on the bench. Slow bender by Bird. Goes to 1-2. 11-11. And Tate fouls that one off. Fights off the bender inside. And Doc, usually I'm pretty good with the scorebook, but when it starts getting 11-11, 15-11,
yeah,
my concentration after a while.
Tough to track, yeah.
You know. Oh, and Tate right into the waiting glove of Alexi Roman for the first out. Now it's Trey Mandina. Trey 1 for 3 with a walk. Going up against Aaron Bird. 11-11 ball game. This one bounced to the right side. Good hop for Roman. Flips it over for the second out. Now it's the Fighting Philly, Amir McGee. Hit by a pitch, struck out, sacrifice bunt, and walked. Can change this one with one swing.
Ooh, wow.
And that's a bullet. And Bird in a protective stance tracks it down. And what a play by the right-hander on the mound. And that one was for sheer protection and does a nice job. And we go to the top of the 9th. We are tied at 11. So Michael Jackson's bad, and Kyle Anderson is hoping to be exceptionally bad on the mound in a good way. He takes over the bump as we head to the 9th, and Doc, we are here. 9th inning.
We made it.
Yeah.
We made it. It's been a good one. Back and forth battle.
I apologize I didn't give you a Christmas gift in the course of this game.
It's okay. You know, it probably disintegrated by the time we started the game till we got here. So
Anderson in with a chance to go to work. Only 3 innings pitched. 4 earned runs, 1 strikeout. Limited work, so now he's got to battle the nerves and the adrenaline going, trying to make a positive appearance. Fastball, a beauty. Evens the count of 1 apiece. Roman 0 for 2 in the night. Slow bouncer. Keegan ball and the throw over.
awesome.
Good work. Now we go back to the top of the order, and Aaron Newcomb now with his 6th at bat. Takes one out of the zone. Newcomb has walked in the 1st, the 2nd, the 4th. Pop to right, also hit by a pitch. So he has been on the base path early and often. This one skied straight up. And how about that?
Awesome.
Kyle Anderson. And you know
Those
what?
are hard, yeah.
What I love to see, and sometimes you go by the the rule of the game where that's going to be a situation where the third baseman might call off the pitcher, but it's nice to see a pitcher said, you know what, I'm going to call my number and field my position.
Yep.
Not be afraid to.
Yeah.
That's refreshing to see.
Definitely. And, you know, Kyle Anderson has the benefit of being a two-way. He's taken millions and millions of pop flies in his life. So that's just routine for him. 0-2. Swing and miss.
Ryan Harness has had a tough evening. Got hit by a pitch. Struck out the last 3 times up. He's 1 for 4 in the night. Base knock in the first. And Kyle Anderson trying to throw a perfect frame here. And had that fastball blown by Harness, who just got a piece. So Lucero was masterful in the 8th, and now Kyle Anderson is trying to up his game as well and blows it by Harness. So the back end of the bullpen comes up big. And that's got to be a refreshing sign for John Watson as we go to the bottom of the 9th. Rally caps on. Let's take this one home. So we go to the bottom of the 9th. The game started with the sun setting. Heading toward the west coast, a beautiful night. There was overcast skies over the Chandler Gilbert Ballpark. It started with a 4-run fury by the Coyotes in the first, and then a couple hours later, it's now an 11-11 ball game. And saving the big bat for this moment, Easton Bryant. Easton, last night, actually a quiet night. 0 for the collar against the Geckos, but he comes in this one, the leading hitter in the conference at .421. 6 home runs, 47 RBIs.
Yeah, he hits the ball, and he hits it hard.
That's
and often. Very
a quick
often.
interpretation of Easton Bryant. That one misses way outside. So when we talk about Easton, leads the conference in average, .421. Second in RBIs at 47. Home runs, he's also ranked in the top 10 with 6. He's making his case to be the league MVP. That misses way outside, and Easton Bryant will take the casual stroll on the 4-base walk. Now stepping in Jackson Reed. And if you're wondering about Easton Bryant, also a force on the base path, second in the Arizona Community College Athletic Conference with 29 steals. Of course, Ben Hashizaki, the leader, with 38. So excellent speed. Easton Bryant, Jackson Reed, 2 for 4 in the night. Try to drag one down the first base line, rolls foul. Coyotes would love to end this frame and call a night.
Yeah, absolutely. And great opportunity. The leadoff man has reached safely. Now just got to small ball your way through it.
Reed showing bunt. That one high and tight. Of course, the Coyotes would love to end this one, get back home and watch season 6 of Suits on Netflix. Have you watched that show at all, Doc?
You know, I watched a few episodes of it. I like the premise of it. You know, I feel like I just have to be a lawyer or understand a little bit more about law to really get in depth, and, you know, I'll get there.
Yeah.
Now I might want to rewatch it, honestly. As this one is in the dirt, and Bryant is caught in the middle, dead in the water, but he gets back safely as the throw from the catcher is errant into center field.
The writing on the show is very, very clever and crisp.
Yeah.
And the interplay, the acting's phenomenal. Gabriel Macht and Patrick J. Adams, Richard Hoffman, all-star cast, just great writing on the show. If you haven't seen it on Netflix, it's definitely one to watch. 2-2 count. Jackson Reed with Easton Bryant at first base. And that misses.
Great eye.
So Jackson Reed having another quality AB. Easton Bryant with a short lead at first. Oh, and that misses way outside. And the Coyotes have got some things brewing here. And we've got some action in the pen for ACU. It's going to be a pitching change. We'll take a short time out here from Pecos Road off the 202. Pitching change for ACU. Jake Anderson on the mound. Ryder Hancock. And Ryder takes one off the hand. So now they're loaded up. And you're hoping that Ryder Hancock is okay. He was 5 for 6 last night. He raised his average up in a big way to 331, and John Watson, he's waving him off. So now it's Ben Hashizaki with a chance to win it. Hashizaki stepping in. 357. He was 5 for 6 last night. Talk about the 1-2 hole last night, Doc. Combined 10 for 12.
Yeah, I mean, awesome stuff from the Canadians.
Between Hash and Ryder. As far as I'm concerned, their passports should always be allowed in this country.
Absolutely.
Haas takes a bender for strike one. I mean, those two last night were just playing pepper all over the field. They made it look so easily. They were just in a good, comfortable groove, controlling the dish and smacking line drives all over the field. And Anderson tries to work the hard slider on the outside corner and misses. Goes a 1-1. Infield in. Haas could be the hero. And you know his grandmother is watching right now.
100%.
Grandma, if you're dialed in, hearts and kisses your way. And we're getting some chuckles from the fans. And Haas, fastball, goes to 2-2. All it takes is a little cue ball shot somewhere, Doc.
That's it. Haas has been so patient this at-bat, as he should. Bases loaded. And that'll do it, a walk-off hit by pitch.
And just how it was scripted in Hollywood, just how Haas wanted it. Not a big base knock, not a scorcher. Oh, just take one off the body and let me walk it off in style. So the Coyotes get the 12-11 victory and a wild one, and they rally from a huge deficit and knock off ACU. They get back on track, and what was really refreshing, Doc, is the back end of the bullpen with Lucero,
Yes.
and then of course coming in on the back end of the bullpen as well was Kyle Anderson, who was fantastic.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the bullpen cleaned it up in the latter half of the game, but definitely saw some inconsistencies out of the Coyote bullpen to start things off, and as you can tell by the scoreboard, things were a little bit crazy for the vast duration of this game, and really only towards the last few innings things started to smooth out on both sides of the ball, and I'm glad the Coyotes found a groove, and now they have to take that groove and keep on riding it throughout the rest of this season. And listen, tonight was supposed to be a big statement game for the Coyotes, and I think it still was, saying, hey, listen, we can get down and dirty, we can get scrappy, we can fight with anyone, and we'll still come out on top. So it wasn't the prettiest victory for the Yotes. Might not have been the way they drew it up, but listen, they came in here on home turf tonight, rebounded well off of an unfortunate past few days, and picked up a nice win, 12-11.
They got 3 hits from Aiden Krause, who was phenomenal in the leadoff role. 2 hits from Jackson Reed, 2 hits from Keegan Ball, and now the team, now they have to become road warriors as they chase Mesa for the top seed in the region. And tomorrow the team heads over to Scottsdale. Game time, first pitch, set for 3 p.m., and then the squad will host Scottsdale at 7 p.m. And the team back in the early part of February lost against Scottsdale at home, 11-9, won there 7-3. So now the team's meeting for a 3rd and 4th time this season. So the Coyotes improve the record on another big night offensively. Team is now 30-17. Of course, they trail Mesa by 2 games in the conference standings. Thunderbirds are 19-15. Chandler Gilbert is 17-15. We appreciate John Watson, head coach, and his great baseball team. Of course, Russ Luce, the incredible athletic director of Chandler Gilbert, allowing us to live stream. Adam Perry, the doctor, with a great insight of the game. Paulo Hutchinson and Thunder Dan on the stream. And I am Joe Pequeno. Always a pleasure and honor to call Chandler Gilbert Athletics. Good night for the home team. A 12-11 victory. We'll see you Saturday when the squad welcomes in the Artichokes. Take care, everyone, and have a great night.